Kay Morrison to Councillor Dan Swords. Councillor Morrison, would you like to read your question or have it taken as read?
Thank you, Chair. I would like to read the question.
Please do.
Custom and practice regarding Home Office asylum seeker placement consultations were previously dealt with by officers and not politicised. That policy appears to have changed. Can you outline the changes, the rationale for the changes, and who decided to make them?
Thank you very much, Councillor Morrison. I turn to Councillor Swords for the answer.
Thank you, Chair. I do not recognise these comments. All decisions are made in line with the Constitution.
Thank you very much, Councillor Swords. Councillor Morrison, you're entitled to ask a supplementary question should you wish to do so.
Yes, I do. Thank you, Chair. I've learned that such consultation requests are handled discreetly and sensitively by other local authorities to avoid causing unnecessary anxiety and division. Why did you decide to politicise this?
Thank you, Councillor Morrison. I turn to Councillor Swords for his answer.
Thank you, Chair. Again, and essentially the question is the same. I don't recognise those comments, nor that a number of councils follow the route that she suggests. And again, I reject that premise.
Thank you, Councillor Swords. Question 5 is from Councillor Laney Shears to Councillor Joel Charles. Councillor Shears, would you like to read your question or have it taken as read?
I'll read it. Thank you, Chair.
Please do so.
On a video published on Harlow Council's media channels on Tuesday the 7th of October 2025, Councillor Swords stated that the decision not to proceed to place 3 asylum seekers in the Endeavour House, formerly Redstone House, would keep our residents safe. Can the portfolio holder for public protection outline in detail what threat to public safety has been averted?
Thank you very much, Councillor Shears. I turn to Councillor Joel Charles for the answer.
Thank you, Chair. One of the Council's core missions is centred around strengthening community safety. It is the administration's view that the Council must act swiftly to tackle any matter that could cause a flashpoint in community tensions. The Leader of the Council has taken the position that placing asylum seekers in Endeavour House is not appropriate. That position is shared by the entire administration. Endeavour House's location is not suitable to accommodate asylum seekers, and the building has previously had well-documented issues with fire safety. It is important to stress that the principal reason for the position taken is purely based on the administration's view that there is a lack of appropriate accommodation in Harlow for asylum seekers. Any suggestion that another motive has been the driving force behind the formation of the Council's policy position is not true. There is a concern about the risk that tensions could spill over into public disorder if something triggers an escalation. The town has certainly not reached that point, but there is recognition that there are tensions in Harlow and surrounding communities. Social media is being used by certain bad actors locally to stir up division and bring people together physically who share views that are objectionable. That activity is closely monitored by the police and other relevant bodies. The focus now should be to work together to de-escalate current tensions. Harlow is made up of many diverse groups of people. The Council takes its responsibilities as a community leader seriously and will challenge individuals who are in the minority that are determined to spread hate. Harlow is a resilient community because the majority of residents are fair-minded and uphold a shared set of decent common values. Thank you, Chair.
Thank you, Councillor Charles. Councillor Shears, you have the chance of a supplementary question at this point, should you wish to ask one.
Thank you, Chair. Does the portfolio holder agree with Councillor Swords' decision to place some of the information from the Clear Springs consultation into the public domain, and in doing so has caused distress to some of our minority communities?
Thank you, Councillor Shears. Councillor Charles.
Thank you, Chair. And I think that is an important question, and I'll be very clear about the administration's view on this. I think it is a matter of public interest that we made that information more widely known to the residents in this town. There are two other aspects to this that I think are really important as we discuss this issue. The first issue is that, of course, as the portfolio holder for public protection, I'm briefed by the police on matters that are quite sensitive. And of course, in their work to develop an intelligence picture about issues in our town, a lot of that can't be discussed in the public domain. But rest assured, through vehicles like the Safer Harlow Partnership, we are monitoring community tensions, and my focus and the focus of this administration is about de-escalation. One of the important aspects to this debate also is the fact that we have a diverse community in this town that is celebrated across party, I know, and it's something that this council will always work to strengthen. Thank you, Chair.
Thank you, Councillor Charles. Question 6 tonight comes from Councillor James Griggs and is directed to Councillor Danielle Brown. Councillor Griggs, do you wish to read your question or have it taken as read? Please do so.
I have been made aware that some residents are extremely concerned at what they consider to be an escalation of tension, fear and anxiety caused by communications regarding the Home Office contractor Clear Springs consultation on asylum seeker placements within 2 bedrooms at Endeavour House, formerly Redstone House. How will the council seek to restore community relations across the town, especially within our minority and faith groups?
Thank you, Councillor Griggs. Councillor Brown.
Thank you for your question. The council has a fundamental duty of care towards all its residents. A key priority for us is to continuously work to improve the safety and well-being of everyone in our town. We are committed, as always, to maintaining an inclusive town where all residents feel safe and valued. It is our collective responsibility to reassure residents that Harlow is an inclusive, community-orientated town. This reassurance can help keep feelings of anxiety in perspective. If any resident does have a specific concern or incident they need to report, I hope they do so promptly through the appropriate channels. Council officers and councillors have been very active and visible in the community, and we are committed to being approachable. We strongly encourage anyone who feels worried or has a question to reach out to us directly. Open communication is vital to maintaining trust and an inclusive environment for all. And of course, Councillor Griggs, if you have any suggestions for what more we could do, my inbox is always open.
Thank you very much, Councillor Brown. Councillor Griggs, you have the chance of a supplementary question, should you wish to ask one.
Thank you. What steps will you take specifically to repair the damage and distress caused to many members of our diverse community by the recent inflammatory comments of the leader in regard to the asylum seekers in Redstone House?
Thank you very much, Councillor Griggs. I turn to Councillor Brown for an answer.
Well, I think I've kind of covered it within my answer already, and I am happy to continue this conversation with you outside of here.